Hello, everyone, and welcome. Hope that you're doing amazing, phenomenal, feeling blessed, welcome, loved, and well, prosperous, and just grounded in sense of self. And we're getting there. My name is Latice. The ID readings on here, as well as you can book readings with me down below. Ancestral readings, stream decipherings are also within the same link. You can also provide love donations if you feel so called to. My cash app is down below. And so as well as my podcast where I just talk about a whole bunch of shit to talk about, okay? With that being said, cultivated, planted, and watered, I want to go ahead and get into the reading. To start off before we get deep into it, uh, I'm going to remind you this because this is, so before you click on it, just watch it. Some give me like 5 seconds, and if it ain't, watch it. You are your first author. You are your first tool. You are your first everything. You hold the power, you hold the energy, you hold the intention, you hold the source, you hold the life. You are everything, and then some. In action, in motion, in movement, in a way that is necessary. I should have signed a big truck because he does not like big trucks. Then I'm just gonna let it pass. It's a bus. Hilariously, a bus holds lots of people. And it's particularly for those that are older or disabled. So that can also be a sign as well that even if you feel like you have some disadvantages, some incapabilities, some disabilities, whatever it is, that lets you know as this person, you can still hold what you need to hold as long as you're holding you. As long as you know you, as long as you understand you, as long as you are perceiving yourself in a way that is ever growing, changing, learning, shifting, it is a powerful indication that I'm holding something. And I'm not talking about God, the divine angels, source, bhakti, deities, and I'm talking about you. You came here with your own energy, your own power. Hold on, me, because I guess we fall. Oh, thank you. Oh, bless me. So when I reference your altar, because that's what the reading's going to be called, something around that, I'm talking about you. You. Even if you have an actual physical altar, who is getting those thoughts, those feelings, those emotions, that sign to put it on that altar, to set it up that way, to even get an altar in the first place? Something just called me, or just people get called to do a lot of things and never fucking pick up. People get shown a lot of things and still decide to not see. People hear a lot of things and still decide to not listen. People, you get what I'm saying? So you have to realize it has to come from you. It has to come, everything has to come from you. For you to even welcome in the idea of going into being like, oh, there is a divine energy. There is some, it has to start with you. That's why I'm so adamant on being very spiritual in those aspects, because anything that's published is just somebody's perspective. For one person saying that on their spirituality in that way, the connection that they had with the divine. Some people resonate very strongly to how that person connected with the divine. Buddhism, it's just one example, and not putting out on anybody, but it's saying it's all everybody's connection. I even say with the Bible and Abrahamic religions, these are other people's stories and the relationship that they had within themselves to receive and understand the power that they had, and to operate with another outside source power, to connect, to collaborate. Their stories just got published. But that's why when you're listening to this, realize this is in a means of a testimony, means of a rejoice, a retribution, an alignment of self, an understanding. What is that word? I'm like seeing a reflection. I've not seen it before. I'm not sure what that is. I think it's over there, but it's like purple. It's almost like something is under. There isn't anything in the car. I went out there already today. It's almost like there's something I know is reflecting from back here. I can't pinpoint it, but there's nothing purple on the ground, so that can be very significant, like almost like a bowl, a purple bowl. But I wanted to get that in because what I'm referencing in to regards to your altar today in this reading, I want you to understand and know I'm talking about you and any kind of part that that has with you interacting with now the physical world and this physical realm. Because even getting to know how to adorn your body, what clothes make you feel more confident and sexy and sure of self, or what hairstyles or no hair, whatever it is that makes you feel, that even in itself is like you putting down that white cloth on your altar, or a vibrant one if you like. You know what I'm saying? So it's this understanding, it's this meaning. I always push it. That's what I always say at the end of these. I love you, but love yourself more because nobody's going to know you better than you know yourself, understand you better than you understand yourself. Nobody's, even empaths, to the highest spirit, when we can feel energy, will still never resonate in somebody else's body the way that they resonate in their body because it's their fucking body. You hear what I'm saying? They even like feel that shit like, damn, what the fuck? Like I literally have to be able to feel in order to put it out there, to express it, to share it, to live it. And then when other people have to pull on all this energy to feel that to a point, I'll still never resonate in your fucking body. That's why we always say 707, I was saying that. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Because even some of the messages were like, this is for you, this for you today. I don't feel like it is today. And not in a way of being like, I don't want to hear it, but just like, I don't want to hear it, so I'm not going to listen to it because it's not time for me to listen to anything like that. The message can come in many ways of a mood, okay? So when you are listening to this, recognize, and not in a way because it's going to be always our love, okay? Breathe in, breathe out. You are your first powerful tool. You are your first manifestation. You are your first prayer. You are what comes first. Before you got the pen and paper, you have to, before you think to speak those words, resonate in the energy and frequency. Ground yourself in yourself. Okay? Now with that being said, go ahead and cleanse out your energy. Ground yourself however you ground yourself, baby. You know I say however you ground yourself. What was she just saying? Pile one. Let's get into you. What is your altar calling for? What is your altar communicating for you? Okay? So let's get straight into this. A lot of birds. And yes, I do notice the birds with the birds right before, and then there was a bird call over there. You want to know something in regards to love. Because even with this divine union being on top, I remove the spirit of fear and then questions and answers. And I haven't shuffled these. So the fact that I'm also pulling out the Fall in Love, which is also mixed with the astrology deck, and the shadows mixed with the hidden truth deck, it's like you really want to know something. And you know what I say about love is more than just in a way that it has been categorized in society. This is for you, your altar call. Okay. So Spirit, since we're calling on these decks, we're using these decks, we're gonna figure them out. Let's go ahead and set it up. I feel like you have tarot cards and they're like actual tarot cards, but because all these are oracle, essentially, cards. Tarot is the stuff with like the Page of Swords, Empress. I feel like you sometimes confuse yourself if you use that. And so I feel like you have to use tools of your own regard that resonates more with you. And this isn't for everybody. And as the birds tweet, again, only take what resonates. So I feel like for you, sometimes, yeah, okay, we get it. You get the answer, and sometimes you ask another question that kind of confuses you. It's like, what? Hold on, wait. You just added in a part I was not. It's just like, hold on, just take it. But I feel like you're possibly doing things or asking things in a way that you feel like you have to do it in that way. If that makes sense. It doesn't have to be the actual tarot. It can be people like, oh, it's like people like if you don't actually read the book, you didn't actually, if you only listen to the book, you didn't actually read the book. It's kind of like that. Those people, it's like, no, I read the book. It caught my attention. I listened to it. I digested. I can. Plus, I also think that that's just the most ableist fucking shit ever to say. Because you don't know people's life and what they're going through, and they still want to be able to get engrossed in the book. So, I feel like for you, and with me shuffling these cards, is like they give you the answer that you're looking for. Within these cards, is just or within the type of way of however you decide to ask questions. But it's like they using this as an example pillar board. They give it to you and you're like, huh, show me a blue car with white rims and then a turtle dove and then also a blue butterfly. And then I really know. It seems like you keep asking more questions for the same answer that you got to reassure yourself. And I feel like you do that a lot with relationships because it's not just you involved in those relationships, it's you involved with another person in that regard. I am just going to pull a few cards from here because I was shuffling them. And we're going to take what we need exactly because I don't want to over. So I'm going to take out the Justice card and the Sun card. The Sun is about mutilation, partnership, social understandings. We're just going to add that in. Okay, so we're social understandings, gatherings, being jovial around other people, sharing in alignment, and the fact that you got Libra Justice card, where this is more intentional in those relationships, how you show up, how you allow the other person to show up, how you allow things to be balanced and centered within. So definitely on a love reading in regards to your relationships in your life. Whatever relationship you're thinking about, honey bunches of oats, that's a relationship, okay? Where are we going to next? Yeah. Let's go on with what they need in regards to the altar to know. Yeah, you got a lot of cards that want to come out. But they're coming out in like bulk. Even with those cards, I didn't take all the cards. I only took the two that I needed. It's like it's coming out in bulk, and it's like I feel like you kind of possibly not for everybody. Not, and I don't want to say this since we're petty, but they like to be like, okay, you want to play the game, you want to play the game too, and they give you sometimes more answers than you need, so that way you know exactly which ones to pick out. It's like, okay, you want to keep asking? Now we're gonna just give you answers. Not saying that they're incorrect answers, but they're gonna be answers. Either answers that feel like gonna coax your mind and just gonna allow you to be oblivious, or it's gonna be the answers that we already done gave you that allow you to be more in alignment where you're stable, where you're grounded, where you're not in a confused state, where you are not in an upset mindset, where you're just allowing yourself to be. So I feel like it's like, baby, we're giving it to you. We already let you know. We don't know what other way to tell you this is going to have to. And I feel like once you're able to relay that information to yourself and sit with that and understand that, you can relay that to the other person. 1444. I wanted to just sit there. I literally just wanted to sit there on my arm. I had to push it off. hilarious because it's the hidden truth. I love you. Yes. And in the shadows, I understand you better now. I feel like you feel like this, like I literally said, you're going to have to sit with this and understand this with yourself and then relate it to the other person. And not saying, but I feel like for whatever relationship you think about, for it to come out, I love you, I understand you better now in the shadows, which is where people do shadow work, simply where the light illuminates, which is, so for it to start out with the sun, the justice, just cutting through everything that needs to cut through. And even if you see, right, the justice has one under it, you know, that's, I like to essentially think of it as dead, depending on the situation. Dead, and then one is alive with the keys. So it's like sometimes even when you share that truth, once you set with something and you share that truth, sometimes not everybody gets to be held in your energy and your grace anymore. And so that also can happen. So I want to be, because there's duality to it. With the sun, where people will celebrate with you, be happy with you, be in alignment with you, that's where they truly love you. That's the hidden truth. There's no secret intentions or animosity. That's just real. And in the shadows, they are able to understand you better now. Okay? Anything else from this time? Oh. Okay, we have, I will wait for a sign from you. So maybe you've been really, you definitely been kind of holding off on just saying anything or doing anything. So it's like this, and I feel like this person wants to give you your space, your capacity in a way that's healthy and not in a way that's easy for them to. Disregard in a way, but we also have, I want you, you're so easy to see through. I feel like this person, once they understand you, they're able to see through a lot of the things that you possibly put up as a defense in a type of way, in that type of manner. And so I feel like once you come to terms with that and realization of that, of sometimes people know that it takes time for you. Maybe you feel like you couldn't be patient, or you have to rush a decision, a movement, an action, a thought, and that cause it. And so that's where that justice comes in. It's the cutting all that. It's just like, we cutting all this out. We're getting down to everything that we need. That's why they also hold the keys. We're getting down to what truly is going to open me up to live in a way that I know I'm guarded, loved, and can still be held. And so people, when they wait for a sign for you, it's because they're like, okay, I'll wait. That's where it's like, well, just act. It's where it's like, especially with the sun also being Leo energy, just act. You just have to move. What we got from here? Yo, if this ain't a love reading, I don't know what the fuck it is, because baby, love is a verb. Love is a verb. Actions speak louder than words. And yeah, be the change, falling in love on the back. Right? When you realize that I have to do it myself. I'm also my first relationship. And that's right on top of those 3 cards. The I will wait, I love you, and I understand you better. Falling in love is on top of I want you. You're so easy to see through. Love is a verb. Bird. It's kind of like they're separating themselves, but it's all in one energy. And so love is a verb is kind of in between. And I love that because it's like it's more than just an extended love. One love, it's extension of that. Overcoming challenges and relocating. The relocating did want to be in reverse, but I feel like, or whatever this is, with you guys talking about it, I think it'll be a lot easier to overcome that. Yeah, because that's right on top of the I understand you better and overcoming challenges. Anything? No? Okay. Yeah, I feel like that is as good as your answer can be. We're not going to pull from those. Yeah, they come in. There it is. That's how I felt it. Release the past. Yeah. And that's right in between, well, right on top, but also in between. It's right on top of the levels of verb and in between the two. I'll just show y'all. See? Okay. So take that in your Aries, your first body, your altar. So that's what your altar needs, is to be openly vulnerable and expressive with your love. You're going to have to be that change. You're going to have to say those words. You're going to have to put in that action. And that's going to either allow people to fall or people to align with you and grow with you and want to see you and be around you and feed into whatever it means to continuously be yourself. Okay? So I love you. Love yourself more. Until next time. Okay? Hello, part 2. That you are doing amazing, phenomenal, and well. Let's go ahead and get into it. I was getting some channel colors, which is like green and blue. So I was like, okay, that's cute. We got some green and blue in here. We don't know what that's quite for yet. But with this being your altar, it could be chakra energy. It could be the colors, what they want to surround yourself in. So nature, it could be what they want you to wear to kind of even open your heart chakra, your throat chakra, so that way it feels balanced. It can be a lot of things in regards to your altar in the sense of itself. Ooh, thank you. I literally was like, okay, affirmations. They want me to start you off with affirmations. We even gonna be doing a charm throw for you guys, which is crazy. Which means your ancestors want to come through. I love that. What affirmation do you have for Pao-Tu? Yeah, it's where you have like a smoothness to you, like a really good alcohol. And I don't really like alcohol, like I can tell the taste. But there are some alcohols I'm like, oh, this, I like that. But it's almost like that, or like you just have this really smooth, indulgent energy about you. And I feel like, I don't know, you just, it's almost in a sense of wanting to get comfortable with that, wanting to be more expressed with that, knowing in a way how to express that. You could be neurodivergent or autistic. So you have a way of just being very encapsulating, and not in a way of like a spectator type, but like very charismatic in a way that you don't even realize. Yeah, now I'm saying I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky to found you. That green energy. And I feel like it's possibly like a visibility wound that I'm feeling. Because even when we about to do affirmations, it's like even feeling like getting compliments, even with me looking down this entire time. Not saying that I do, but I can just, it's like an energy of like I can feel people are either listening to my words very intently, or and it kind of possibly goes into like feeling like you overanalyze self or your thoughts, or you can be wearing like really cool clothes and you possibly forget that you're really like really cool clothes. And you're like, why the fuck is everybody like it's like, cause your hair is cool, your outfit's dope, or it's oh yeah, shit. It's like, and the fucking green tree fell. This tree has been up for who knows however long. And I said, you don't even realize. And I said, your ancestors is coming through. Ancestors should come on now. All right, you people, wow. Okay. And here, Ruby Juna is not over here. So that's wild. Wow. Halloween can be significant for some because it's separated with some of the Halloween items. Wow. That's crazy. Feel like we are good on it. Got a lot of affirmations. Of course, they will be down below. But I feel like these are going to be a lot in regards to almost like your pillars of energy that they want you to experience. Mm-hmm. It's almost like being in a full circle moment, but I'm going to read the title of the affirmation, and then I'll read the affirmation once because we have 8 here. Okay, because again it's the oral energy. So the title of this one is present, and it goes with yes or no. And I started to let me know that it's almost like contemplating with a former self, former life, and what it is now of starting to truly um, accept how you are seen and viewed, being perceived, being out there. And you don't even have to be in no type of platform type energy. When people notice light. It gets bright, baby. Okay? When you driving at night and you see the headlights up, you like, God damn, the motherfucker. You notice it. And you gotta be doing it. And I feel like that's your energy. And you're in this present moment of, am I going to come to terms with this, with myself, and truly being seen, all of my gifts, my jokes, my wit, my adornments of how I dress myself, whatever it is, am I ready to be seen? Am I ready to be heard? Am I ready to be felt? Am I ready to possibly be understood? Because I feel like you're possibly been in this way of like, I don't know, people really truly understand me. I don't know if they're getting what I'm saying or what I'm doing and I do. And so it's this understanding of that. Hello. Hello. And then repeat. But I feel like that's kind of where your energy is in this present moment. It's like yes or no. But it also with this yes or no is like you have to remember the in between of yes or no is growth, is learning, is healing. It's not maybe. This is we're talking about you right now. It's being a human. There's no like there's growing in between. This learning, investing time in self, being present between yes and no. It's being present, it's being ready, it's being here. Okay? So we have time can be tricky. Staying in the moment means not laminating about things past and not distressing about things to be. The past and future cannot be controlled. I can only control right here and right now. So I take peace in surrendering to the present. Okay? Yes and no. I'm always allowed to say the word no, even to people that I love. To say yes at all times may lead to exhaustion and mental fatigue. I can help others, but I must also help myself preserve my energy. It's weird, it's funny. Yeah, it's definitely my ancestors. Listen, okay, how you gonna preserve your energy in the present moment when you always moving on to the next thing that you gotta do in the next moment? I feel like you just allow yourself to sometimes take on so much. And it reminds me of the card that I have in my personal deck that I first made where I said, how do they recognize your power and you don't? And what did I say before I started this? You hold the power, the energy, the attention to give intention, all these things. And so if you're not able to be in the present moment because you feel like you're always giving yourself, like I said, between yes and no, it's present. It's you. It's you choosing yourself, you growing, you learning, you understanding. Because even with those questions that people ask you, they have to expect to know. I always say, do not expect the answer that you want if you're going to ask me a question, because now it's just a demand. And the fact that the present moment is about you not being able to control everything, people need to realize they cannot control you too. And I feel like it's in this energy. But when you are seen, you may be seen in a way where people realize they cannot control you anymore, or convince you, or guilt trip you, or whatever it may be. And I feel like it's because you're not allowing yourself to be seen in a way that it's not yourself anymore. You're recognizing, why would they ask me? Why would I doubt myself and they over here asking me? What are they thinking about me? And I'm trying not to even think about my, I'm really, why? Why do they want to hang out with me? but I'm kind of still trying to learn how to hang around myself. What's going on? And you're asking these questions and you're getting answers because the middle line that we have is beauty, unique power. Again, getting back to the altar self in action, take a lot to do with your physical body. And so maybe you could be